Ladies and gentlemen, to the organizers and participating researchers, Assalamualaikum and good evening everyone. It is a privilege for me to be participating in this third international conference in Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics. I'm Fairuz Alia Fadzil from SMK Teluk Datuk will present my research paper entitled Implementation of Voice Out Project with VDR VRR Technique Improve Biology essay writing performance among Form 6 students. To produce excellent students in science, technology, and innovation in the 21st century, good academic achievement in biology is essential, as biology is one of the important disciplines in science, technology, and innovation. For students in the biological science stream of Sinjil Tinggi Pelajaran Malaysia or STPM, achieving excellent results in every examination, including the biology subject examination, is highly desirable. Essay is one of the important items in the evaluation of STPM biology paper, where the percentage of marks allocated for this item for each 3 STPM biology paper is high, which is at 50%. So it is important for students to answer the essay items well to get a high overall mark score. However, as a Form 6 biology teacher, I found that students could not answer the essay questions well, and the marks obtained while answering essay questions throughout the learning session are often low. Based on this monthly test evaluation, where students getting C and D grade clearly shows that these students had trouble answering the essay question well. Students fail to provide important contents in answering essay questions, unable to remember important contents, confused with the arrangement of important contents, and using inaccurate terms in their essay. So to overcome these problems, I came out with an innovative learning method called Voice Out Project using the VDR VRR technique to improve students' performance in writing biology essays. The research objectives are to improve students' essay writing performance and in turn improving students' achievement in examinations, to improve students' ability to remember and to explain the important contents of a biological concept in writing a biological essay. This research involved 3 biology students from my NS2 class. In this study, survey of the problem was done through diagnostic tests and interviews. Diagnostic tests are given to assess students' performance in writing biological essays based on the usual teaching and learning methods. Interviews were conducted to identify the factors that hinder students to answer essay questions well. From the diagnostic test analysis, 2 students failed in this test and another student was partly passed with D+ grade. This shows that with the usual teaching and learning methods, students fail to present the important contents correctly and accurately in essay writing. From the interviews, students stated that they were often unable to present the important contents in an essay, which caused them to fail to get marks. Although they understand, they are not able to explain the concept excellently in essay writing. The main reason is they cannot remember the facts well. Students agreed that they had trouble remembering facts because they do not have effective techniques for remembering facts. Their usual practice of reading the facts of a biological concept using reference books and notes is quite boring, less motivating, and less effective. So again, to overcome these problems, Voice Out Project using the VDR VRR technique was implemented. 3 important concepts, which are Krebs cycle, Kelvin cycle, and C4 pathway, were selected in this project as they are often asked in STPM biology paper. At the beginning of the project, students are provided with a paper sheet containing a biological concept. This is an example of Krebs cycle concept sheet. Let me explain further about this learning method. Once students get a concept sheet, students begin to implement the Voice Out Project using the VDR VRR technique step by step, systematically. In the first step, visualize, students examine the diagram in the sheet provided. Students observed each step in the diagram and began to recall the important contents to describe each process involved. In draft step, students produced a script on the concept by referring to various references. In rehearsal step, students practiced explaining the concept to strengthen their memory in remembering the concept facts. Next step, students began to voice out, which is explaining the concepts while recording their explanation. Students used their own creativity in recording and eventually produced an interesting voice out video. In the final step, inspired by the information sharing culture, students downloaded their videos to social sites such as Telegram and YouTube, allowing them to replay the video in future to strengthen understanding and memory. Once completed a project, students once again run the Voice Up project by repeating the VDR/VRR technique systematically. In this study, each student implemented 3 Voice Up projects regarding to the Krebs cycle, Kelvin cycle, and C4 pathway concept. Students eventually produced 3 Voice Up videos throughout this study. Now let's talk about the implementation of the study. First of all, pre-tests were given to the 3 students involved before the intervention. Pre-tests were given to find out the level of student performance in biology essay writing. Pre-tests were conducted 3 times as students conducted 3 Voice Up projects. Pre-test results were then analyzed descriptively as percentage. This is an example of a pre-test question. Next, the Voice Up project was implemented as intervention. Students were informed about the objective, the VDR/VRR technique, and being added in a Telegram group which served as a collaborative and support system for students throughout the project. The time given to produce one Voice Up video is 1 week. Students are given autonomy to implement this project according to their creativity, time, and place. Students refer to various references as well as discuss with each other to get ideas. And I, as a teacher, facilitate students throughout the project. So to summarize altogether, students implemented 3 Voice Up projects by systematically used the VDR/VRR technique, produced 3 Voice Up videos in 3 weeks duration. These are the students' scripts. And this shows the students' Voice Up video display. Let me play the video a bit.
Here is the Krebs cycle. Firstly, the acetyl-CoA will add its 2 carbon, which is an acetyl group, to the oxaloacetate to produce the C-chat.
This shows the Telegram group. Moving on to the post-test. Post-tests were given after the intervention to determine the level of student performance in writing biological essays. The post-test was conducted 3 times, each time each intervention completed. Post-test results were analyzed descriptively as percentage. This is an example of a post-test question. Questionnaires were also given to students to obtain feedbacks on the implementation of the Voice Up project. Data obtained from the questionnaires were analyzed using mean and percentage descriptive statistics. Let's move on to the research findings. Pre-test and post-test data were analyzed to identify whether the implementation of Voice Up project by using VDR/VRR technique can improve the performance of students' biological essay writing. From this table, each student was found to show an increase in the average percentage in each post-test compared to each pre-test. Student 1 got A grade in the post-test compared to C grade in the pre-test with an increase of 44%. Student 2 got also A grade in the post-test compared to F grade in the pre-test with an increase of 94%, while student 3 got A- grade in the post-test as compared to F grade in pre-test with an increase of 73%. From this analysis, 100% of students managed to get a full pass in the post-test compared to the pre-test where only 33% of students got a full pass and 67% of students failed. Overall, the level of student achievement was increased in the post-test. So it can be concluded that the implementation of Voice Up project by using the VDR/VRR technique improved the performance of students' biological essay writing. For the feedback questionnaire analysis, the mean score for all items in this questionnaire was found at the highest level of 5. So the average overall mean for all items is 5. This shows that the level of student feedback on the implementation of Voice Up project is very good. Students strongly agree that implementation of Voice Up project improved the skills of explaining and the memory of the important contents of a biological concept, help produce better essay writing and increase understanding. Students also rated these interventions as engaging, increased interest in learning biology, increased motivation to learn biology, encouraged active participation in the biological learning process, and improved communication skills. As a reflection in the study, I would like to highlight three aspects, which are teacher-student performance and the teaching and learning process. This intervention challenges teachers to be effective facilitators. Teachers need to be wise in guiding students throughout the teaching and learning process, as well as provide support and encouragement to students so that they are always motivated in performing tasks. The percentage increase in student scores in the post-test shows that the implementation of Voice Out project by using the VDR-VRR technique successfully improved the performance of students' biological essay writing. This learning method allows students to process, remember, explain, and write the important contents of a biological concept more effectively in essay writing during examination. Students eventually get high marks that further improve their biological essay writing achievement performance. Voice Out project learning method by using VDR-VRR technique, which applies elements of 21st century learning, is effective in providing an attractive student-centered learning environment. Active involvement of students in the learning process, such as processing information in visual and oral form, then preparing a draft script for concept explanation, then doing exercises to explain concepts, then explaining concepts while producing video recordings, and finally sharing knowledge through video recordings with other friends can improve creativity and communication skills. In conclusion, the Voice Out project by using the VDR-VRR technique can serve as an alternative learning methods based on 21st century learning that can help improve the performance of biology essay writing of Form 6 biological science students. Finally, I recommend it for the study, extended to other biology topics for semester 1, semester 2, and semester 3, and also can be extended to other subjects such as physics and chemistry. And here are some of my references. With that, thank you very much for listening to me.